Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Tonight I have a story for you that might make you think twice about working late. This one comes from a viewer named Clara, and it still gives her chills to this day. So turn down the lights, get comfortable, and let's get into it. Clara used to be a graphic designer for a small ad agency. You know the type, always chasing deadlines fueled by lukewarm coffee and the constant pressure to be creative. Her office was in one of those old, renovated brick buildings downtown. It had character, she used to say, with its exposed pipes and creaky wooden floors. But old buildings have old stories, and sometimes those stories don't stay in the past. One Tuesday night, she was the last one left. A huge project was due the next morning, and she was buried in layouts and color palettes. The city outside had gone quiet, the usual symphony of traffic and sirens fading into a distant hum. Inside, the only sounds were the click of her mouse and the low groan of the ancient air conditioning unit. Around 2 a.m., she finally hit save, stretched her arms over her head, and felt the familiar ache of a long day in her back. The office was eerily dark outside her little island of light. The motion-activated lights in the main hallway had long since gone out, plunging everything into a deep, inky blackness. She packed her bag, grabbed her coat, and stepped out of her office. As the door clicked shut behind her, the hallway lights flickered on, one by one, illuminating the long, empty corridor leading to the elevator. It was always a little creepy being there alone, the silence so loud it felt like a presence. She walked towards the elevator, her footsteps echoing unnaturally loudly on the polished concrete floor. As she passed the big, communal conference room, a flicker of movement in her peripheral vision made her stop dead. She turned her head, her heart suddenly thumping against her ribs. The conference room was pitch black, separated from the hallway by a massive wall of glass. She could see her own pale, tired reflection staring back at her, but for a split second she could have sworn she saw something else in there. A shape. A figure standing in the far corner of the room. She told herself it was just a trick of the light, a reflection of a poster on the opposite wall. Her mind was tired, playing tricks on her. Shaking her head, she continued towards the elevator, pressing the down button with a slightly trembling finger. The button lit up, and she waited, staring determinedly at the closed metal doors, trying to ignore the prickling sensation on the back of her neck. That's when she heard it. A soft, scraping sound. It came from the conference room. Slowly, against her better judgment, she turned back. Her eyes scanned the darkness behind the glass, and then she saw it clearly. It wasn't a reflection. Standing in the deepest shadows of the room was a tall, unnaturally thin figure. It was just a silhouette, devoid of any features, a void in the shape of a person. It was perfectly still. Clara's breath hitched. She couldn't move, couldn't scream. Her mind raced, trying to rationalize it. A coat rack? A weird shadow? But she knew what she was looking at wasn't supposed to be there. As she stared, frozen in place, the figure began to move. It didn't walk, it glided, a slow, unnatural drift across the dark room, straight towards the glass wall. It made no sound as it moved, just a silent, horrifying advance. The scraping sound started again, louder this time. It was the sound of a fingernail being dragged slowly, deliberately, down the inside of the glass. Scree! The sound went right through her. Finally her body unlocked. She slammed the elevator button again and again, her eyes still locked on the approaching shadow. The figure was almost at the glass now, a towering, featureless black shape. She could almost make out the faint outline of a hand pressed against the pane, the source of that terrible noise. The elevator dinged, the doors slid open. Without a second thought, Clara scrambled inside, fumbling to press the lobby button. As the doors began to slide shut, she caught one last glimpse. The figure was there, right at the glass, its form pressed against it. And for the first time, she saw a face, or rather the impression of one. Two empty, dark hollows where eyes should be, and a long, gaping maw that looked like a silent scream. The doors closed, and the elevator began its descent. Clara collapsed against the wall, gasping for air, her body shaking uncontrollably. She never worked late at that office again. In fact, she found a new job less than a month later. She says that sometimes, when she's in a quiet room, she can still hear that faint, scraping sound. What do you guys think? Have you ever had a creepy experience working late? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for listening to Clara's story. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more spooky content. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video.